From stories across the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Podcast. A very good evening to you. I'm Nitya Delivera.
I'm Moving Hettiarachi and here are today's headlines. The government says that the establishment of the Colombo Port City Commission fully complies with the law of the state. Chairman of the Dharaniyagala Pradeshya Sabha has been placed under detention till the 19th of this month. The epidemiology unit says it has become necessary to control the arrival of visitors to the island due to an increase in the number of corona-infected tourists. Now on to those and more stories in detail. On today's top story, Minister Dr. Kehalia Rupavahini says that the establishment of the Colombo Port City Commission is in complete agreement with the basic law of the country. This is done addressing the media briefing in Colombo today. The minister has reiterated that there is no justifiable basis in the arguments raised by certain groups in this regard. Minister Dr. Kehalia Rupavahini said that opposition of the Colombo Port City projects reflects the political bankruptcy to see vistas of future prosperity. The political prejudice of the opponent strives to prevent the country receiving immense resources. The minister has reiterated that an option has arisen within the country pertaining to the fact that this program should not be halted at any cost. He added that they have never deviated from the normal conditions at any instance. The influence of the executive, the judiciary and the legislature has not been overlooked. The accusations on the project are 200% inaccurate. The minister also said that they are prepared to debate in the issue at any location. One of the main arguments is that Sri Lanka would be deprived of the ownership of the land. The minister has reminded that it was Vajra Abewardena who signed the relevant Gazette notification. It was related to the inclusion of the ownership of the land. The Gazette notification was released on the 2nd of August 2019. He added that the former President Maithripala Sirisena had entrusted the ownership of the land to Urban Development Authority. Therefore, the basic argument that the land belongs to China becomes irrelevant. Although the port city was commenced by themselves, the Gazette notification that paved the way for the amalgamation of the country. The port city project has become one area of the map of Sri Lanka. Minister Rupavahini has also stated that the Attorney General of the country has informed them that the project confirms with the basic charter of the state. He also said that they have embarked upon further activities of the project only after receiving the official confirmation. The minister has questioned if an investor arriving in the island with a 50 million or 100 million investment was subject to a legal case, whether any other investor would come over to the country. Therefore, the program giving priority to settle court cases is being implemented. The minister also said that they have no problem with Janatha Vimukthi Peramuna. Their accusations should not be taken seriously. He added that they know the more JVP attacks the government, the more votes they lose. State Minister Ajit Nimwat Kabral said that they are bringing new legislation regarding the Port City Commission. This is a new methodology to bring more investments into the country. This method is based on a single window facilitated procedure. This means facilitating the investors through a single window opportunity. This will result in a new division of the country or become harmful to the country. The State Minister further said that if Vijay Dasa had wanted, he would have engaged in a group discussion on the issue. Instead, he chose to come out with absurd accusations on China colony. He also said that the opponents could go before Supreme Court and argue their case. Nobody could say police authority would be diminished through the new laws. The Sri Lankan police are entrusted with the power to engage in any inquiry. Nobody from China will be allowed to engage in such issues. 83,000 new jobs will be created through this project. Arrival of new investments is an absolute necessity. The port city will become a turning point in the development of Sri Lanka. Those who are jealous of well-being of the country are against such programs taking place in the country.
Now, on the same note, the Media Centre for National Development has answered 7 key allegations levelled against the Colombo Port City Commission bill. Now, the Media Centre for National Development says that allegations that the Colombo Port City will become a Chinese colony are false and baseless. Why is the Port City Commission being established? A new commission will serve as a one-stop shop for convenience of investors. This will include all government institutions under one umbrella. Accordingly, the issuance of visas, bank licenses and other services to foreigners entering the Port City will be carried out by the relevant Sri Lankan government agencies in accordance with Sri Lankan laws. Who controls the Port City? The Port City is governed by Sri Lanka as the members of the commission are appointed by the President of Sri Lanka. The President has the power to remove members at any time. If the members commit an offence, they can be brought before Sri Lankan courts at any time. Is investment limited only to Chinese investors? No. Business people from any country can invest in the Port City. A Sri Lankan businessman has already come forward to invest. Tax incentives have been introduced to encourage investors. Can I transact in rupees? In the Port City, transactions can be done in Sri Lankan rupees and other accepted currencies, since standard transactions will be carried out in a foreign currency. A small exchange fee may be charged for transactions in other currencies. Can Sri Lankans work within the Port City? Any Sri Lankan can work in the Port City. They will be paid in foreign currency and their salaries will be deposited in local bank accounts and will be tax-free. Who is the police within the Port City? The Sri Lankan police will operate within the Port City and any cases will be tried within Sri Lankan courts. Does the average citizen need a visa to enter? No visa is required to enter the Port City. Anyone can enter the Port City for many reasons such as work, leisure, shopping, entertainment and living.
Chairman of the Dharanigala Prajesi Sabha, Lakshman Rajakaruna of the Samajana Balavagia, who has been arrested, was placed under detention until the 19th of this month. He has been accused of his keeping of 98 out of the 477 litres alleged to have been sold from the Mayan with a water supply project in Dharanigala. Police media spokesman DIG Adit Rohana said that the National Water Supply Board has commenced a special project in Kumburugama, Dharanigala. He further said that the Dharanigala police station has received a complaint on the 30th of last month regarding a robbery of 477 metres and several other components belonging to the Water Supply Board stored at a special water supply project in Kumburugama. The complaint has been lodged by the engineer in charge of the project. Accordingly, the Dharanigala police has commenced an inquiry. As a result, 3 persons, including the clerk and a driver attached to the special water project, were arrested. Upon further investigation, 98 water meters and relevant apparatus were found hidden by the chairman of the Dharanigala Prajesi Sabha. Accordingly, the chairman has been taken into custody.
Now, people from all corners of the country got together to perform the Sinhala and Tamil New Year ritual of anointing oil this morning. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa presided over the oil anointing ceremony at the Prime Minister's official residence. The Alutaurudu Nakatha of oil anointing was at 7:16 in the morning. Now, those who took part in the ritual were required to dress in blue-coloured clothing, while looking at the southern direction, placing nuga leaves mixed with nanu on the head and kanadapath on the feet at the auspicious time of 7:16 a.m. It was the Prime Minister who first took part in religious observances and thereafter engaged in Nakat Charitra of anointing oil. Rajakiya Pandita Shashrapati Venerable Valagiri Sumangala Thera blessed the Prime Minister by anointing oil at the auspicious time. Venerable Kiriorue Dhirananda Thera was also present at the occasion. Madam Shiranti Rajapaksa and other members of the Prime Minister's family, as well as a group including State Minister Sripala Gamlat, participated in the ceremony. The national ceremony of anointing oil for the Sinhala and Tamil New Year was conducted at the Paliyagoda Vidyalankara Pirivena premises this morning. Chief Sanganayaka of the Colombo and Halavata Dadisava Venerable Valamitiyave Kusaladhammathera presided over the event. The ceremony was organized by the Department of Ayurveda of the Ministry of Indigenous Medicine. Ministers Chamal Rajapaksha, Nimal Siripala Disava and Dr. Bandula Gunawardena, State Ministers Sisira Jayakodi and Prasanna Ranavira graced the occasion. The Central Province main ceremony of oil anointing organized at the historic Natha Devala premises in Kandy under the patronage of Anunayaka of the Malvati chapter Venerable Dimbul Kumbure Sri Vimala Dhammathera and Anunayaka of the Askiri chapter Venerable Venderue Upali Thera. The oil anointing ritual was also performed in front of the historic Sri Ma Bodhi in Anuradhapura this morning. The oil anointing ceremony at the Gangarama Viharasthana in Hunapite, Colombo was conducted by Venerable Kirinde Asajitera of the Viharasthana. A special feature was the anointing of oil on the female elephant Ganga of the Viharasthana. The historic Sabaragamuwa Mahasamandevala premises was the venue of the main oil anointing ceremony in the Sabaragamuwa province. Oil was anointed on the heads of Tuskers, Pandutissa and Kandulatissa at the occasion. Venerable Uduyadamma Lokathera presided over the oil anointing ceremony at the Alan Mathiniyarama temple in Narayanpeta. Oil was anointed on the heads of several elephants of the Viharasthana at this occasion as well. The Colombo District Secretariat organized an oil anointing ceremony at the Abhyarama Viharasthana in Narayanpeta. An oil anointing ceremony at the Pushparama Viharasthana in Polonnaruwa, Tangal was conducted with the participation of Minister Namal Rajapaksha. An oil anointing ceremony was organized at the village of indigenous people. Another oil anointing ceremony took place at the National Zoological Gardens in Dehiwala, where oil was anointed on the heads of many animals. Elephants were treated with kiribat and fruit at the oil anointing ceremony at the Pinnawala Elephant Orphanage. State Minister Kanaka Herath presided over the event.
The epidemiology unit says it has become necessary to control the arrival of visitors to the island due to an increase in the number of corona-infected tourists. The number of recoveries from COVID-19 has increased to 92,832. Another 2,907 patients are undergoing treatment. Another 168 COVID-19 patients were detected in the island today. 164 out of them were close associates of the Paliagoda COVID cluster and the remaining are contacts of the prison cluster. Meanwhile, State Minister Diluma Munugama says that 80% of the private bus drivers engaged in the service of Colombo and suburbs are consuming narcotics. The State Minister has made these accusations at a media briefing in Kandy. State Minister Diluma Munugama says that it is with regret he has to say that 80% of the drivers engaged in services drive their vehicles after consuming different types of narcotics. He further said that first of all, drugs tests will be conducted on those operating heavy vehicles. The test would reveal whether the drug addicts had used narcotics 1 month before the tests. If a person had not used a drug for 1 month, that person could not be regarded as a drug addict. The State Minister further said they will take measures to prevent those obsessed with drugs taking over control of wheels of the vehicles.
Now, the program to provide the 5,000 rupee allowance to Samruddhi beneficiaries and low-income earners is being conducted continuously throughout the island. State Minister Shehan Semasinghe says so far a sum of around 11,500 million rupees has been distributed. The program is being jointly conducted by the Presidential Task Force on Economic Revival and the Elimination of Poverty and the Department of Samruddhi Development. Samruddhi officials are engaged in handing over the 5,000 rupee allowance to residents in some areas of the Colombo district. The 5,000 rupee allowance was provided to Samruddhi beneficiaries in the Samruddhi waiting list and also to disabled and elderly persons at the Neela Mahara Purana Viharasthana. The handing over of the 5,000 rupee allowance is at the final stage in the Panadura Divisional Secretariat Division. 12,196 families in 72 Grama Seva divisions have been provided a sum of nearly 61 million rupees. Divisional Secretary of the Khadavat Satar Divisional Secretariat Office in Gaul, Himali Ratnavira, says that the 5,000 rupee allowance has been provided to 7,063 persons in the Divisional Secretariat area. Provision of the 5,000 rupee allowance to the beneficiaries is being successfully carried out in Matale as well.
The Sundaranira Relia Salinhi Vasanthe is being held successfully. It has been organized by the Nuwara Municipal Council with the media sponsorship of Rupavahini Corporation. The New Year rituals are being performed throughout Nuwara in parallel to the Sundara Nuwara Salinhi Vasanthe. The national television has been given a live telecast of the oil anointment of the New Year ritual at the auspicious time of 7:16 this morning. The ceremony in this connection has taken place at the International Buddhist Center in Nuwara town. The ritual was performed facing the southern direction, dressed in bullet-colored clothing and engaged in bathing, using nanu mixed with nuga leaves and of the head and karandapath on the feet. The national television is ready to continuously telecast all activities taking place at Sundaranuraliya Salini Vasante program. The corporation cordially invites our viewers to attend this momentous occasion. That's it for tonight's English News broadcast. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Good night.